Okay, have you ever been bundled up in like 3 layers of blankets, absolutely freezing, and thought to yourself, wait a second, the sun is basically a giant cosmic bonfire. So how can it possibly be this cold? It just doesn't seem to add up. Well, today, we're going to solve that mystery and unpack the real science behind the shiver.
And that's a really good question, right? I mean, the sun is this constant raging furnace out there in space. So how on earth can a huge chunk of our year be all about freezing temperatures? Now, a lot of people think, oh, we must just be farther away from the sun, but that's actually not it. The real answer is, well, it's way more clever than that.
Yeah, that whole Earth is farther from the sun thing, it's probably the biggest misconception out there about seasons. And while it's true our distance from the sun does change a little bit, that's not the main reason we have winter. No, the real secret is actually built right into our planet's posture.
And there it is, the Earth's tilt. See, our planet doesn't spin perfectly straight up and down like a top. It's actually got a permanent lean to one side. And that one simple fact, that's the reason you own a winter coat.
Yep, 23.5 degrees. That's the magic number. That's the exact angle of Earth's lean as it travels around the sun. This one kind of small number is the engine that drives everything, from our scorching hot summers to our freezing cold winters.
Okay, so the fancy science name for this is axial tilt. All that means is that our planet is in a permanent lean as it orbits the sun. It never straightens up, and that constant tilt is what gives us our seasons. It's the whole show.
All right, so we know it's the tilt, but how? How does a little 23.5-degree lean change the temperature so much? Well, it all comes down to how the sunlight actually hits the ground. Let's call it the torchlight effect.
So here's the deal. When it's winter where you live, it means your half of the planet is tilted away from the sun. And because of that angle, the sun's powerful rays don't get to hit the ground head-on. Instead, that same amount of energy gets stretched out over a much bigger area.
Imagine you've got a flashlight, right? That's the sun. In the summer, your part of the world is leaning towards the sun, so it's like you're pointing that flashlight straight down at the floor. You get a small, intense, really warm circle of light. But in the winter, we're leaning away. Now it's like you're shining that same flashlight at an angle. The beam spreads out into a big, dim oval. It's the same amount of energy, but it's way less focused, and so it's way less warm. But wait, there's more. The tilt isn't a solo act. Oh no, it's got a whole crew, a team of other factors that show up to reinforce the cold and make winter feel even more, well, like winter.
It's basically this crazy chain reaction. So first, our tilt away from the sun means our days get shorter. That gives the sun less time to heat things up. And because there's less sunlight every day, the ground itself starts to get colder and colder. Then, that cold ground chills the air right above it. And that's the pocket of frigid air we have to walk through all winter.
And then, to really seal the deal and lock in all that cold, nature has this brilliant trick. See, all that bright white snow and ice, it's basically a giant mirror pointing back at the sun. Instead of soaking up the sun's already weak energy and warming up, it just bounces that heat right back out into space. It's an incredibly powerful cooling effect that keeps everything frozen.
So, you see, when you mix all of these things together, you get the perfect recipe for a deep, lasting cold spell. All right, let's go over our winter recipe one more time. You start with your main ingredient, a tilted planet. You add some weaker, spread out sunlight, stir in some shorter days. That'll give you a nice base of cold ground and air. And for the finishing touch, you sprinkle on some reflective snow and ice to keep all the heat out. And there you have it. That's how you make winter.
So there you have it. That's the secret. The next time you feel that winter chill, you'll know it's all thanks to our planet's little 23.5-degree lean. It really makes you wonder though, doesn't it? If that tilt is what creates all our seasons, what would Earth even be like without it?